Bioinformatics is basically a combination of two separate branches of science. Biology is there, that is why bio is used. Then informatics basically use of computer science. So two branches have combined together to improve the study of certain aspects of biology. That is mainly what we observe in the use of bioinformatics. So application of computer technology to the management of biological problem, for example, or biological information. So regarding the gene, studying the gene may not be easy if we are not using any computer, because there are a lot of information will be collected. For example, genes will be there will be thousands of genes, and analyzing these thousands of genes and for finding the similarity with each other may not be an easy task. So using computer, we are now studying the many of the important aspects of biology, especially regarding genes and genetic science. And that is why this branch of science have developed. And computers are used to collect information and also store it. For example, even if you are taking thousands of photos. If there are no mobile, and if your mobile has very poor memory, you know what will be the difficulties of that. So similarly, if you have a lot of information and you don't have enough space for that, enough memory for that, then there will be a lot of difficulty. So computers are now used to collect the information, store the information, and analyze the information. Analyze means how similar they are, how different they are. Then integrate this biological and genetic information, and that will be used for study of various biological investigation. So there are two branches of science known as computational biology as well as the bioinformatics. Basically both are the same, but there is slight difference. In some areas people call it as computational biology. Some people will be calling it as bioinformatics. Basically both are somewhat similar. So the term is sometimes used interchangeably. In some countries, computational biology will be the more popular term. In some countries, they will be using bioinformatics more. So bioinformatics is a creation of tools. Creation of tools means we are using algorithms. For example, Google search engine, it's an algorithm. So like that, there will be a lot of things. So it is algorithms or databases. Databases means a storehouse of information, just like library, or different types of computational or statistical techniques that solve the problem arising from the management and analysis of biological data. So right now, those who have done some kind of sequence study, you know that there are certain search engine called GenBank. If you put your genetic sequence into the GenBank, they will immediately find which are the most similar sequence. So that kind of science is possible. That kind of information analyzing is possible because of this branch known by the name bioinformatics. So here you can see that we are basically working on the tools to solve the biological data. So what we have mostly seen is that bioinformatics people are mostly computer science professional, because there is basically a computer science. Only aspect that is different is that it is only analyzing the biological information. Other than that, these people are mainly concerned with the production of software things and production of statistical techniques that will be used for analyzing the biological data. On the other hand, this computational biology is more biology. So the people who will be studying computational biology will be having a biological background. They will be having a BSc or MSc in biological science, maybe botany or zoology or microbiology or genetics. So this is the main difference between the computational biology and bioinformatics. In case of bioinformatics, more computer. Whereas in case of computational biology, there will be more biology on that. So there is a basic difference between them. Both will be used. So it involves study of biological areas that involves some kind of computation. Here also you can see that. So to put more simply, bioinformatics is concerned with the information while computational biology is concerned with hypothesis. Or you can see that computational biology is more biology, computer science to help biology. Whereas bioinformatics is more computational science with the biology. So that is how both are slightly different from each other, but people are using both in a slightly interchangeable way. So either you can use computational biology or you can also use the term bioinformatics. Now, what are the important applications of bioinformatics or computational science? In case of computational science or bioinformatics, you can see that they are mainly used for sequence analyzing. So, when we get a organism, we can take the DNA from that organism, it can send it to some lab. They will give you what are the sequence of that, DNA sequence of that organism. And if you get that DNA sequence, you can simply put it into some site called a gen bank. So it will be immediately finding out what are the most similar sequence in that. So that is under sequence analyzing or DNA sequence. Then similarly, a lot of things are there. For example, studying the evolutionary biology, how similar two organisms are in terms of evolution, how much a genetic similarity is between them, evolutionary similarity is there. Then we can study the genetics of disease. For example, when if there is some new disease, doctors can immediately or researchers can immediately tell by studying the genes or genetic sequence of that virus or bacteria, and they can see that this virus or this bacteria is similar to the virus that we already know from this animal or from monkey or from animal or other groups of animals. So that is one importance of genetics of disease. So by studying the genetics of disease, it is always possible to find out drugs or medicine that help to solve that disease in a faster way. Then analysis of mutation, you have studied about mutation. Genetic changes are not, sudden genetic changes are known as mutation. And sometimes these mutations are responsible. For example, if you are exposed to ultraviolet radiation too much, that can cause skin mutation, and that skin mutation can sometimes result in skin cancer. So there is a peculiarity in case of this bioinformatics. They will be used for study of lot of changes, especially evolutionary studies, cancer studies. Then you can also see that they are also used in biodiversity informatics. So recently we are for example, you got an specimen of some animal, you don't know what is that animal or what is that specimen, to which species that this specimen is belonging. So right now you have got a snake. It may be a snake or it may be a fish. We are not, because it looks like a snake, but it may be a fish or it may be a. So in such scheme, if you are very much confused, or if you analyze the DNA, you can very quickly identify which is this organism. So that is the advantage of biodiversity, biological science and biodiversity. Then we can also have a lot of other branches are there. I'm not going into the details of all. So this is an overview of how bioinformatics is helping in different branches of biological